If you put resources in SEO, does that mean you don't have to do paid ads on social media anymore? That's a question I am often asked, and we're unpacking that fully today at Black Ram TV's podcast, Gaining Ground. My name is Daniela Sigia, and I'm Chief Strategist and Creative Director at Black Ram Media Group, Inc. And before we get started talking about that, I would like to thank Corporate Vision for awarding Black Ram Media Group Canadian 2023 Business Award of, I believe it was, Best Corporate and Political Communication Strategy Firm. And we're very in Eastern Canada, and we're very grateful for that. So thank you very much. And much of our strategy has to do with your online presence and how people find you. And one question a lot of people that are DIYing their own campaigns ask us is, okay, what's the deal with SEO? Is it worth putting the money into SEO, or should I be just doing paid ads? And which is better? And, the painful answer is that they're both really important, and they kind of balance off each other, and they do different things. So first of all, understand that the basis of what you're trying to do is reach your target market. So Facebook and social media, things like Instagram and TikTok and all the other ones, they help you step in front of your customer. What your website allows you to do is for your customer to step towards you. So it's kind of different directional pull. Okay, so the idea with a website is that you have a storefront of some kind available on the big wide web, so that if somebody goes into Google or whatever their search engine is and says hairdresser in Annapolis Royal or whatever the city is, you want yours to come up first. And the quality of your website will determine when they're searching other people's websites, because you're not going to be the only one that comes up, right? So the first 5 or 10 people, is what people are going to sift through, and sometimes not even that long, right? So the idea is that if your website is really great, once they click on you, they're not even going to want to go anywhere else. So that's how that works. And, I said the first 10 websites, I'm being very generous. Usually people will click on whatever's on the first page of Google, and actually maybe only the first half of what appears on Google. So the first 3 businesses that come up in the search are the ones that are going to get rewarded with the click. So your goal is to make your website so fantastic that once people go to your website, they don't feel like they need to go anywhere else. And SEO is your function there. So what SEO does, it allows you to put in meta tags on every single picture. You can use keywords throughout your website on your header that are going to help people that are Googling find you. So SEO is a very tedious thing to do, which is why a lot of people will outsource this. It's not that it's hard, it's tedious. So depending on what your website builder that you're using, if you're DIYing it, you're going to want to go in and spend an afternoon and click on every single picture where it says meta tags or keywords or photo description, and you want to put as much as possible. And you want to make sure that your headings for products, especially if you're selling products online, are things that people will Google. So let me give you an example. One of the businesses I own, one of the products they sell of many is jewelry. And we work with a designer, Nico Stinken. He's fantastic. And he will sometimes in his premier collection, he will name his items certain things. So for example, the Queen Anne, right, which it happens to be a necklace. Well, if I put in the Queen Anne as the product name, the odds of somebody looking for a necklace finding my necklace is very difficult. Unless someone is specifically Googling, I want a necklace called, Queen Anne. So, but instead, the only people are going to find are people that are researching Queen Anne for whatever reason that are not necessarily shopping for a necklace. So what I would do is call the necklace pearl necklace, yada, yada, 16-inch, whatever. And then in the description, talk about it being Queen Anne. Right? So these are the little tweaks you do on SEO that will help Google find you. Think of it this way. It is the crumbs that are allowing customers on Google to find you. So you want to make sure that the keywords people use, lawn company or lawn maintenance in whatever city, you want to make sure that that is what is used throughout your website. Let's say every 200 words, you're going to want to insert a keyword, the kind of keywords people use to find people like you. Make sure like I said, your product categories are clear, your product names are clear. You want to use keywords in your header whenever possible. You want to include it on every page of your website, on every picture of your website, the base of every product you have for sale on your website. It's tedious to do and it takes time, but it's worth doing. And the fact that it takes time, and then also the time it takes to research what keywords are front and center in your niche, that is why SEO or web companies like Black Ram Media even charge as much as they do for SEO, is you're basically paying for the time and the skill set and the experience. And then also, if you have a good company like Black Ram, we will often update those keywords as things change in your industry. If you're if you're changing direction or pivoting in your business, we will update your website so that you're always relevant to the people you want to be looking for you. So that's SEO. SEO is helping people on Google find you. Social media is something different. Now, you can have a great website and you can have perfect SEO, but now you're only limited to people at the moment that are searching for you specifically, or people like you in your city or in your town. And now you're kind of at the mercy of hoping that you appear on a Google search, right? If people are looking for you. What Facebook and other social media outlets allow you to do is get in the face of someone who could be a customer. Maybe they didn't think they needed a house cleaner until they saw the perfect ad for one, right? So social media allows you to be out and about so that when people are looking for someone like you, or to get an idea that they need someone like you will suddenly pop up on their screen if you're doing your job right. Because one big mistake people do is when they're putting a lot of resources on their website gets up and they think, okay, SEO is going to do the job now. We're just going to sit here and wait for customers. And it will often be crickets. So what you need to do is you need to start, pounding the pavement. And that is what social media ads will do for you. So what your social media account does is it drives traffic to your website, and it helps you find people that are in your target market that like to have a clean lawn, or that want to have a clean house, let's say, or whatever other service you offer. So you're able to target in on that person and get up in front of them. With Google, you can't, unless you're doing Google ads, of course. You're kind of sitting there waiting. It's like, hunting for deer. You have to sit in the blind and wait for the deer to appear, as opposed to going out and actually stalking something that you're about to hunt. Social media allows you to do, the stalking version. Not, of course, I don't mean that in any nefarious way, but stalking your target market, finding where they hang out online and making sure they find you. And paid ads is a fantastic way to do that. So what you want to do is invest in both. Now, if you can't, and you are DIYing your own website, then I would say to spend the time on the back end to watch some free YouTube videos on how to optimize your SEO, and to go in and do what you can to make it as great as possible. And it's not just your SEO. Remember, there's things like make sure there's no typos in your website, make sure you're grammatically correct, make sure that your images are really beautiful, that you're very clear, that you have a privacy policy and a refund policy and contact information. You want to, especially if you have a blog, that's fantastic. Keep your blog updated. There's nothing worse for a business than having a blog that hasn't posted anything in 6 months. So if you're going to have a blog, keep it updated, even if it's just stuff that's short and sweet. But these are all the things that you can do to make sure that Google loves your website and finds you really easy to find, and that your customers find you easy to find, and that when they get on your website, they're so impressed they don't need to go anywhere else. So do that on the back end on your own, and then put some money into targeted ads. But again, even that is a bit of a science. So, you want to make sure that you know your target market, make sure that you use language that will entice your target market to take an action, that you're using keywords, that your ads are visually appealing, and engaging and interesting, and is going to make them want to take the step to get in front of you. And when you're targeting those ads on the back end, make sure you're targeting people in your target market. There's no point showing the ad and paying to show the ad to people that would never buy your services anyways. So learn about doing targeted ads. Now, there's a lot of professionals out there, at Black Ram included, that we will teach you. We have courses on how to do this, and we're happy, to do that, to save you the time so that you don't have to watch 50 hours of stuff on YouTube, and then only take away 4 takeaways from, the whole collection. We'll save you a bunch of time by teaching you exactly what you need to know to get running. And there's a lot of other professionals that will teach you the same stuff. So you can do a paid course, but if you don't have the resources even for that, and you need to save every penny to put on an ad, then watch as much free stuff as you can on YouTube, and you'll find a ton of stuff on YouTube on how to do a paid ad, how to optimize an ad, all of that stuff, and DIY it and put all the money you can on a social media ad, because when done right, social media ads are pretty fantastic. All right, so that's your advice for the day. And for those of you looking to want to be very engaged in 2023, we are actually planning on putting out an app for our customers that want, day-to-day reminders on how to optimize their PR, how to build a brand and grow their businesses or their professional advancement, especially if you're in politics. That's one of our specialties. Corporate communications is another. So if you're in any kind of political corporate realm and you're looking to scale up next year, know that we have the perfect program that we are releasing. We're working on the app right now, and we'll look forward to launching it in the new year. Okay, everybody, thank you for joining us, and go get 'em. My name is Daniela Sagia, and you've been listening to Gaining Ground by Black Ram Media Group, Inc.